And we're live. So let's take a look. How do we remove the coming soon? Hey guys, how everybody's doing? Hello Frank, how's everything?
Good, good. How you doing?
All right, all right. Just like every other Tuesday, we're here today to continue our series, How to Create Your Store with GrooveKart. And today we have a couple of exciting new stuff to show you guys, specifically with the page builder. So we're gonna be working a lot with the builder. We're gonna be working with some other stuff that is gonna help you guys to continue in the process of building your store. Now, Frank, how's everything, man? And you're mute. Now
All
you're no
right.
longer mute.
Everything's good. I got a new shirt today.
I noticed that. Awesome.
So this is our OG shirt, which stands for Original Groovester.
Original Grooster, nice.
And for those of you, it also stands for it's two words that mean original gangster. Original gangster. It's just a play on words, but we thought it'd be cool to say Original Groovester. All of you watching, you're all original Groovesters. One day, Groove is going to be like a household name, and you're part of that. So
Well, we're already a household name, and we're making waves. A lot of companies are trying to actually do what we do, but we know we do it better. So, guys, as I mentioned, it's going to be a very exciting day. We're going to just continue with the process. We're going to be responding some questions along the way, but more importantly, we're going to continue with the steps that you need to follow in order to build up your store. And in the past two sessions, we have pretty much selected the products. We started connecting the domain. We selected categories, and today we're going to spend a lot of time actually on the builder. We're going to just show you how to create a small homepage for one product, and then we're going to just add another couple of products just to see how the listing of the products work, how to actually interact with the builder. So today is about the builder only. So the next hour, an hour and a half, maybe if we have enough time. I know it's the holidays. It's just 3 days before Christmas. Most of us must be just going around trying to complete the holiday shopping. So I know, Frank, you were running around earlier.
yeah, I made it just in time. So and listen,
Like,
if this ever happens and one of us is not, hey, the other person, whether it's John or I, we'll make sure we keep on moving and keep on helping everyone. So not to worry. It's good actually. I don't know. I kind of thrive in the madness sometimes, and I know that's not always the best thing, but like John said, it's Christmas time. The Christmas season is here. It's been here. And guess what? It's not time to slow down. I made a video about this a while back. I shared it with
yep.
people that follow me. It's not time to slow down. It's time to put pedal to the metal. Let's go. Let's go. It's time to hang out with family, but it's also time. Guess what? 90% of your competition and any kind of business is already coasting. They're going to coast on through to 2022. Oh, that rhymes. Okay, they're going to coast on through to 2022, and they're not going to do nothing. So if you're focused on writing out your goals, writing down what you plan to do, writing down what you are going to accomplish, and start working on it now, you're going to be way further ahead of the competition. And I like to think of, especially with marketers, we have competition, but the main competition we have is right here. You are your own bottleneck. So let's get right into it, John.
Yeah, Frank. So give me just 1 second. I have a little helper here. The elf on
Yeah,
the
I
shelf
got you.
just got loose, and he was just needed to get the iPad. Let me just get rid of him. Just
Sure,
one
no
second,
problem.
okay?
Go ahead. I'll turn you off, and then you come back on when you're ready.
Perfect. Thank you, Frank.
All right. Sorry about that, John. Cut you off in a second. Okay, so we're gonna get going right here. Let's share our screen and let's go to. I'm gonna share my screen in just a second. I'm gonna log into groove.cm. And if you're not already upgraded, make sure to upgrade because I heard from a little birdie that come 22222, write this down 22222. Hopefully, that's not a secret. But you need to upgrade because in February it's going away. So if you got a little bonus this year, if Santa was nice to you, if you haven't done it yet, you need to get off the fence, go upgrade right now. It just makes more sense. With GrooveKart in particular, you can launch a store every 7 days versus free. You can do one every 30 days. So that's a big difference. Let me tell you something about when I first got started in e-commerce after the t-shirt thing. I did T-shirts, did well with Teespring in the beginning, and then I launched my first store through a WordPress platform in 2015. And guess what? It was all based on police and fire and EMS, first responders, and it was doing good. And then I had the idea. The name of the store was specific to them, so it wasn't like I could sell cat owner stuff or dog owner stuff because the name wouldn't make sense. So then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna launch another one. So I basically duplicated what I did and did all the same ad copy, everything, but just different designs. And guess what? If I only would have only had that one store, then I'd kind of be like, I'd probably still sell, right? Because when people see something, they love it, they're gonna get it. However, it would just not the congruency wouldn't be there. So with that being said, you might get to the point where you have a winning store and it's doing well. Let's just say you're doing 10,000 profit a month on it. Well, you're going to get somebody to help you, start getting VAs, virtual assistants, and then you're going to scale that up. So I've seen what some guys do, and I say guys meaning colleagues in the industry, is they'll go and launch another store and they'll try a different niche. What some people do is they also do like a general store idea as far as the domain name. Like a friend of mine had one that said like, oh my God, shopping, or oh my God, I love shopping.com or something like that. I don't know what it was. But anyway, so it was something to the effect of I like gifts, I like shopping, things like that. And guess what he did? He used that as his testing ground, and he would run campaigns, run traffic, and see what sold. And then that store was just a general store. It had all sorts of niches on it. And then he got his assistants, once he started making money, to hire assistants to start, setting up different categories. So then eventually it came to the point where you could go to a store and it said professions, countries, all sorts of different things, right? And it all started with a general store, and he was just using it as a testing ground to test campaigns and test traffic and make sales. And then when one went really well and he knew, man, this audience is super passionate, well, he then went and got a store just for that niche. So let's just say my cat swag. Let's say I want to go deep into my cat swag and it works well, but I have a general store, and then I all of a sudden find a winner in Chihuahuas. Well, with GrooveKart free, you're gonna have to wait 30 days before you launch in the store, right? So you can't do that as easily. You can, but you're gonna have to wait. But being upgraded, you can launch one every 7 days, and so that's the benefit just with GrooveKart. There's many other benefits. You can go to groove.cm/upgrade and see what the benefits are. So if you have it, if you have the resources, if you have the capital, go for it. You're going to save thousands and thousands of dollars. So with that being said, let's get back to it. John, you can just add yourself when you're ready. And if not, I'm going to log into our GrooveKart, my cat swag store, and then share the screen. So let's go here and let me see. There he is. Let me, I think you're muted. Yeah.
Yep, just realized that I just muted the little elf on the shelf. Just got out and he wanted to play with the paper with the iPad. So the holidays, man. It's what it is.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah. That's good.
so guys, as I said, thank you, Frank. So what we're gonna just do is I'm gonna start sharing my screen. We're gonna go to the dashboard, and we're gonna just connect, of course, and take a look at the homepage for a very basic store. We're gonna just start with something basic. When you just add a couple of images, maybe a couple of products, see how the interaction is with the store. So let me just start sharing my screen in a moment here.
And while John's doing that, guys, let me explain something to you from my perspective. When I got started with e-commerce, it was through Teespring, selling shirts, and John can relate because he was there as well. And when I started transitioning into selling through my own store, I'm not a designer, guys. I'm a marketer. I sell. I don't know hardly anything about design, and I've made a lot of money. So you don't have to go now. If you've got the time and you want to go learn all the elements and the basics of web design and things like that, then go ahead. I encourage you to do that, but you don't necessarily have to. You can just, if you get the right message to market, right? If you have the right product, if you have the right design, the right message that makes people say, oh my God, I got to have that, right? Like, that's so me. If they can say that's so me, or, oh my God, I have to have that, then your store can be not very pretty. Like I told you last time, I had one product. It was a watch on my first WordPress installation. it went well. And so you don't have to spend a lot of time now. Should you make it horrible? No, no. Put some effort into it, but don't be caught up in perfectionism where you're here. And I know we're doing this once a week, but once you get the basics down, when you launch a store, you don't necessarily have to spend 6, 7, 8 weeks. You can get it done in a weekend. And actually, I've done one in a day, and I've actually done one in less than 2 hours. And coming soon on my 2022 timeline, which I'm giving the founders, is coming soon is a 15-minute setup. So
Yep.
you're gonna have a 15-minute setup, and that means your business address, connecting GroovePay, put it in your logo, and having it ready to launch with one product. 15-minute setup. That's my promise to you. That's coming. 15-minute setup, and then you can just add products, boom, 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 and go from there. So that's coming down the pipeline. And even then, even now, if you really are determined, you can get a store up in about an hour or less.
And you're completely right. I think speed when it comes to creating something really quickly, that's what you guys sometimes need, just to have and find enough motivation. And Frank and I have tested this entire process several times. We have done it for our own stores. We have tried different systems. And we come to find out that GrooveKart is actually very beneficial for speed because once you get everything going with the little pieces and parts that we're giving you, once you do it once you finish your first store, then the second one, the third one is completely easy. But the key, guys, is focus on one first. That's why we started this initiative with Frank to make sure that from the get-go, from zero, from scratch, we build one. And right now, what we're gonna do, as you can see, we are right now in one of the test store, which is mycatswag.com, and we are going to go into the builder. So, Frank,
Right. Yeah.
let's just go into building a page. I want to talk a little about a little bit of the pages and everything that goes in there. So I'm gonna just make sure that we get the full screen here,
Yeah.
so
And we're
everybody
gonna
can see it.
pass the baton back and forth to each other, Groove family. So John's going to do some sections, and then I might say, John, let me do this one, let me do this one, and I might like the product section. I want to do some stuff. I know John's got his own mix. I got my own, angle, and that's what we're doing. Just showing you that we're making this fun because guess what? Making money and growing your business should be fun. Because if you don't love what you're doing, then you're in the wrong business, right? So.
Yes, and I think above all that, because a lot of people say I'm gonna go into this business to make money, and money is important. Don't get me wrong, but I think the way that I see it is, and this is thanks to a book that I read from Simon Sinek. It starts with why. My why is to improve my financial outcome, of course, but also create impact. And I know that many people in the group, like David Lemon, Frank Salinas, Mike Filsame, a lot of people in our company, that's what they want to do to create an impact. And if we use all the tools, and in this case, for Frank and I, it's been a great adventure to work with GrooveKart, it's easier to create an impact because we're teaching people how to do certain things, where to find products, sharing ideas. So we want you to be part of that. And of course, we want your commitment because once after the new year begins, around the first week of January, second week of January, and let me just put us back in camera front because this is something that we definitely need to talk to our audience. We are going to have more chances for you guys to participate with us, but by showing us what you have done so far. And I think it will be a great addition in one of our sessions on a Tuesday that we're going to take a look at some stores and say, hey, this is what you have done. Let us know the problems. Let us know how we can help you, but also showcase your store. So we're going to be putting a lot of the things that people are going to need to fill out and where to actually just get and connect with us so we can actually help you to not only improve your store, but make sure that if you have any questions, if you have any kind of roadblocks that you're facing, that they're actually just removed from your way.
Yeah.
So, Frank?
And what going with it, what John was saying is we might have like a little GrooveKart hot seat where we do the little makeover,
Exactly.
kind of like don't wear this, wear that. I don't know what the shows were, but there's been like all these different reality TV shows. So maybe we'll showcase your store. You got to be willing to let the Groove family look at it, Groove Nation, right? And we're gonna say, oh, we see your store. Oh yeah, you've made sales. Okay, and then we'll give you ideas, and then you say, oh, I think I like that, and then right there live, we'll implement those
We'll
changes.
implement.
And then next thing you know, it's just like, oh wow, look at that! I added my first three upsells, and or I added related products I didn't know about that, or I added an order
Exactly.
bump, and now I'm making 1 out of 10 sales are buying the order bump. So things like that.
Exactly. All right, guys. So let's get to it. Right now is 4:15. So the first 15
All
of
right.
the first 15 minutes is always the pleasantries and the really good feel stories. So now let's get to it. So right now, guys, what we're looking at is actually your dashboard. And from our dashboard, of course, you have remember probably where you get your products right up top here. Then you got your orders, your builder, your apps, and the settings. So it's very simple. We try to make it very simple and very accurate when it comes to showing some stuff. So here we're gonna start from the bottom to the top. So last two sessions, I believe, we actually work with the settings. And in the settings, we want to store information, payment gateways, the domain. We connected our domain name. We did a little bit on taxes and all of the other stuff we haven't really touched because each of them, from staff accounts down the bottom, they required a full session. But as I said, we're working piece by piece in certain areas to get you started. Once we get into the deep ends and to go into dive deeper into each of the actual areas, you will guys will comprehend more and more and more and more how and why each of the parts of GrooveKart work the way they do. But today, as I said, since a lot of people already started the stores, I said, okay, what should we do next? And we're gonna have to go here to the builder. We're gonna go into the builder because this is where you actually build your homepage. But in order to build your page, you gotta know it first. Where do I get this? How do I get that? How do I show something? So this is the default page that we have. And I know, Frank, that you have good news for us because I believe that the default design is being worked on, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, actually, we're going to be releasing a new default template coming soon. It might be as early as the end of the week. I have to check with our lead developer. But one of our geniuses in design, Damien, set up a beautiful template. I think I showcased it as a preview the other day. That's coming so that by default, your store is going to be beautiful. You can just go in there and change some of the section colors and then change the images to link to your products. And you're going to have a way nicer store from the get go coming very soon. So I think it's right. It's at the tip of being ready. I have to double check with Max, our lead developer, but it should. I'm pushing to get it done before the end of the year.
Perfect. And one of the things that I always recommend that all of our students do is open two windows. When we're working with the actual editor, it's always good to have a second window open so we can see our work and see if everything that we're doing is working fine. So I'm gonna just open another screen here and I'm gonna just go to their store right here, mycatswag.com. Let me see. Let me just go here. Frank, is the domain is right, mycatswag.com or
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh
yeah.
huh.
Let me just make sure that we have that right. Because this is the storefront, but I'm gonna just show you in two different
Oh,
places
I think
because
you
this is
made it best cat swag as far as the subdomain, but the main domain is my cat swag.
perfect. Yeah, actually it is. So it is mycatswag.com, and this is how you guys will see it. And the reason why I put these three different screens right here is because we need to understand how to interact with each other. So right here is our page where we actually do the changes. This is our editor. This is the page editor. This is how you go in there and you change everything. Here is the subdomain that you're using. So first part is understanding what is a subdomain and is what is the custom domain. The subdomain is the name that you gave to your store when you created. So pretty much when you went here into the dashboard and you created the store, you name it mycatswag.com. So this works a little bit different because it only works under the subdomain. And as we showed you last week, actually 2 weeks ago, we connected a main domain or a custom domain called mycatswag.com. So it both points to the same place, to the same store, but this one is the one that you will always want to use, mycatswag.com. So if you have connected a domain name, a custom domain, always use that domain to identify your store. The reason why I mentioned this is because we have a lot of cases where people notice, oh, but I have this other domain. Remember, that domain has the GrooveKart.com domain, and as a
Mhm.
subdomain, it has your store name. So that's important that we, even before we start playing around with the builder, we notice the differences and where all the changes should be happening.
Yeah.
So
And
remember, yeah, go Frank.
oh, and like to add soon, if someone goes to your subdomain, it'll redirect to the matching actual top level
Custom domain.
domain. Yeah.
Correct.
So, and actually, they've been testing that. I think there was some issue with Cloudflare. So, it's pretty soon, you type in your subdomain.groovekart.com, it's going to redirect to your main custom domain.
Perfect. All right, guys. So let's continue, and we're gonna just close this one. We're gonna close the subdomain, so because we're gonna be working only with the domain once it's already have connected to the domain, and I'm gonna go to my page builder. The page builder is very simple to use. I know it looks kind of okay. It looks very simple because it is. It is very simple. So all your pages and blogs and elements are in the left side menu. So you're gonna see here Groove Card, then you're gonna see your blogs here, your elements, and your pages. But let's start with the blocks. So the blocks are pretty much the parts that you put together to kind of just mix everything up and put your page as the end result. So you have a couple of blocks here, and all that you gotta do is just drag those blocks into the canvas. This area
Mhm.
right here is called the canvas.
Yeah.
So let's say we want to change a couple of things here, and I don't like this big header. So I can probably, let's just take a look at headers. So
Yeah.
footers,
And John, real quick, while you're doing that, I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna go make a nice little mock-up that we can use on the front page, and then I'll share with you guys where you can go create a membership and make similar mock-ups.
perfect, awesome. So what we're gonna do, since we're selling cat swag, so we're gonna try to get something for animals or something that is nice. And remember, guys, everything in here is customizable. You can change it the way you want. You can upgrade it the way you want. You can change the images. You can change the colors, the fonts, anything that you need to showcase your brand and your site. It's allowed. So let me just move this here for a second. Make sure that everything is properly set up. So let me just see if we find something appropriate for cats and maybe as colorful. So let's just let me see animals. We don't have anything for animals, but we do have something for t-shirts. So I'm gonna change this big background here for something like this. So I'm just gonna put custom cats t-shirts, and then we're gonna look for a nice cool background here to actually fix it and start giving it the branding that it needs. And as you saw, it's just a matter of moving it. If I change the background, all that you need to do is click in the back of the image. You will see that the frame disappears, but you will see the background image. So this is called the background image. So you can change it for whatever you need by just clicking here in this little trash can and then just uploading a new image, which we'll do it in a second. I'm gonna just make sure that we get a proper image for the actual custom cats t-shirts. So how do you delete stuff? And I'm going to in order from top to bottom. So how do you delete this whole block that you don't like or that you maybe are uh, kind of just not going to be using? So first thing to identify is identifying if it's a block or it is a section. In this case, it's a whole section. Why? Because it doesn't select any specific areas. You see here, if I click in this yellow section here, it takes everything, and you'll see it by the frame here. And then if you wanted to only delete the text, you make sure that you just click on the text, and it will be surrounded by this green border. And that green border indicates this is the working area. And the working area, you can actually delete it. And let's say you deleted an area that you didn't want it to delete. You did this accidentally. All that you need to do is get to this button here to the top right on this on the page. It's called the undo button. Once you click it once, it will bring the text back. Or if you change it, let's just say we need to change it to the coolest is for pet lovers. They just changed that, but I didn't like the way that it sounded, or I needed to make a change. All that I had to do is just click undo, and it will actually just change the text.
John, I'm gonna send you a mock-up I just made through
Okay,
Skype, and then you can use it later once you need a background image.
perfect. We'll
All right.
do. So change it. Let me just delete this again since I'm not going to use it. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to delete. I'm not going to use the whole block. So I'm going to delete this full block, and that's what happens. Block is completely removed. Why? Because we're going to just give it access. We're going to just push one product right now, which we have designed, but then we're going to add more as we go along. So Frank is sending me a file, I believe. So let's take a look with what he's sending me right here. Oh, look at that. So I'm going to just make sure that I get this image, and we're going to change it. So give me 30 seconds as the image download here in my in
Yeah,
my
John, I'm gonna make while you're working. I'm gonna make a couple of them so you have some options. Okay.
Perfect, great, awesome, thanks, Frank. All right, so we're gonna just change it. What is the first image that you sent me? So as I said, you can click anywhere and just delete the areas. This is for the text. This is the button, but always the big area which surrounds the actual block is the image. So I'm gonna click delete here, and as you can see now it becomes a black block. So I'm gonna just click on upload image, and I'm gonna select in my downloads. I'm gonna select the image that Frank just sent me. It's gonna upload the image. So you can see it's start running. And once the image loads up, which hopefully is not gonna be as big because it's 4.4 megabytes. So if not, we probably have to edit it. Actually, it is loading. So right there, we are going to make sure that we cover or contain. Actually, contain was perfect. We're gonna say no repeat, maybe cover, and probably we can make it a little bit larger. So as you can see, when you're changing the image on the header, you can have it as an, and I think this would be perfect because the cat is kind of the protagonist of the site. So this will be perfect because you want to make sure that the product and the subject of your product, the actual idea behind your
Mhm.
site, it has the showcase.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna make another one, and then maybe later you can decide to use it. So I'm making a few that way we can show members how to spruce it up.
and not only that, but we're gonna be able to add a couple of a couple of the more pictures because this is just the way for us in the homepage to say, hey, welcome everybody. This is our products. We offer custom cat T-shirts, and of course, you're gonna change everything differently. You know, you're not gonna add if you're selling uh, dog clothes, you're not gonna have any cats. You're gonna have dogs specifically, or any other product. You want to make sure that it is as specific as possible. So now, coming down a little bit more to the middle of the page, the default page has a couple of things that we should identify. And let me just start from the top to the bottom. This is the menu right here. This is where all the menus are going to be happening from your pages, from the moment that you create all your pages and or you need to update any pages. So it will be here. This is the header or the hero image. In some areas, they know it as the hero image. Here we know it as the header. You can add text and then some image in the background. Then you have your body, which is pretty much something that grabs the attention of the visitor. You can either make it icons, you can either make it text, maybe a video, whichever floats your boat. In this area, it's all up for grabs. Whatever you believe that your brand needs to reflect, that's what you're going to add in the next 2 to 3 areas. For example, right here is use icons. and then made for your benefits, and then the product list. These are category lists, by the way. So if I click here, peaches or cucumber, plums, myrtles, all of these are set up as categories. But since we're working with different products, maybe we're just gonna get, for the moment, one other image featuring a cat, and then we point it to that product. But then again, you have the options to have four, five, six. I believe it's up to six categories here in a single line. Word, and this is a kind of advice: do not do more than six, because then once you do six, then you're gonna run into a situation when your visitors go into your page, they might find a couple of situations when moving into the mobile and responsible access. So and responsive access, responsive access. So just keep it between four and three, and you'll see
Mhm.
that the access will be better.
Yeah.
And
Sorry to cut you off real quick, John Garcia. I sent you one more image, and in a second, guys, you can write this down. Actually, it doesn't cost a lot per year. They give you a free. You can go for, you make a few free ones. It's called placeit.net, and maybe I can put it in the chat, or make a banner. You can just write it down. Place placeit.net. Okay, and they have you can go make a few free ones that they allow you to download. I'm not sure, and then the pricing is it's not too bad. I think it's like $90 a year, and you can also make videos out of the mock-ups, which is beautiful. So it's really easy to use. You just upload your design. Remember, we gave you hundreds of designs the other day in that Groove, in that Google Drive folder, and you just upload the design, change the color of the shirt or the hoodie or the product, and boom, you can download the mock-up. So it's beautiful to make your site look more professional. Make it look like people are wearing your stuff already. You can even create the videos with your mock-up on the people, which is super super awesome technology, and it's cheap. It's less than $100 a year.
not only that, but it will also give you that little extra spruciness that you
Yeah.
need in your site. It makes it look crisp, and because the fact that the images doesn't look like they're stock photography, that's why a lot of companies using that, because the pictures are fresh, their people are actually look genuine, and that like they were having fun. So that's also important, that when you select a picture and place it, as I just added here, just make sure that it is the right mock-up for your style, because they have mock-ups for everything, for for certain products, and it's an awesome platform all around. So now I added into the comments in the section. So guys, just click on there and just bookmark it. Just control D, bookmark that, because I know you're going to need it in the future if you're serious, if you're moving forward, and you're laser focused on actually creating your store. So now what we have to do is change these icons if you want to change the icon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just get rid of this part, because we don't have a lot of icons. This is pretty much self-explanatory. We do sell things for cats. So let me just delete this one. We're going to delete this column. Let me just go here. And as you can see, it's removed. But here we're gonna probably just create the categories for each of the categories that we're gonna have, like
Mm-hmm.
t-shirts, hoodies, things of that nature, because then we can connect these specific images to the categories that we are actually allowing the your products to reside. So now let me just check something. Frank, you mentioned another picture, right? Yes. So let me just do that. Let me just do that change here. So we have a section here in our homepage that it is for communications. And when I say communications, is something that you want people to fill out. It's always have to be in the front page. It's either the join us page, it's either the sign up for the latest news. So it is right here, right? But I want to make sure that it is predominant. You want to make sure that any areas where you're going to have people to sign up for your services or product, they're predominant, and usually that involves a very nice looking background, either a very nice soft or hard color that can just relays the message into the site visitor. So I'm gonna move, and this is another section that I wanted to try. I'm gonna move this portion right here. So this area right here allows us to, let me just see if see this block right here. It has three different sections. You have the actual text, you have more text here, and then the actual form. So if I grab this little portion here, I can, let me see if I can copy this. So I'm gonna drag this into this area, which is in the middle of the site, right there. Sign up for latest news. So I'm gonna go down again, and I'm gonna bring this area right here. I'm gonna just grab it from the little cross, and I'm gonna drop it right here. Let me just see why is it not moving. Right there. Sign up for news. So it should be okay. Perfect. Enter your email, and then, guys, we have a big situation here. But I'm glad that we're gonna discuss it because a lot of people say I cannot resize and move and accommodate certain things for my page. How do I do it? Very simple. So you got to take a look here for your latest news, and then here is the subscribe button, right? This is the subscribe panel. Here you can see that it is within a very small uh, column and width. So this one, however, the form has a lot of spaces. So where do we fix that? It's actually very simple. You're going to just click here in style, and then we're going to take a look at the spacing. So the spacing in the inside is pretty much the margins from the inside out, and then the margins are actually from the outside only. So let me just show you something really cool. So the inside padding, which is this part right here, if I select a less number, guess what's going to happen? The spaces starts reducing. So right now it's actually a 2. Let me just see. 13. So now the margins, the inside padding is actually at 5, but you still see that it's still big. How do we fix that? You select your margins, and then you select your margin, and maybe just move it to maybe 10 or maybe 15. And now you see that, oh, okay, it's now taking more shape. It's taking a better shape into what I need to do, what I need to actually add for my page. Then we're gonna remove this text right here. And as Frank and I will be mentioning, we know that this is actually something that most of us know how to do. But in order to make sure that everybody takes advantage of the content, we are actually just repeating a couple of the process.
Yeah,
But
and here, like you could type in some ad copy. You can say something like, "Sign up to get 10% off your first order," or something like that. And then we'll show you guys how to make a coupon code in another training, and then we could even add something like, "Plus, find out about giveaways, VIP offers, and more," or something like that. So you want to give them some incentive to join your email list.
exactly, and not only that, but also you have to make sure that the image, because this is a group of young people laughing and smiling. You want to make sure that it's something related to you. You want to make it your own. So we're gonna just change this picture, and we're gonna just got the one that Frank just sent us in. So give me 1 second. Let's just go here to downloads, and I believe is this one right here.
I also got a little video for you that maybe we can use. We'll actually use place it to make a cool video. Then for the day we actually start running a test campaign, we'll use a video for the ad. I'm gonna send you that video just so you can showcase it and show the members, John.
Perfect. And as you can see here, guys, this is where our sign up letter will be. And maybe we have to change the color of the text, maybe the size, maybe make it a little more prominent, maybe a little bit bigger. As I said, change the color. Most important part, guys, is that you have a way to actually get in touch with your users, with your communities, with your followers. Why? Because if you don't have that, then people are going to forget who you are. They probably remember the site, but if they have a memorable something that happens to them with that company, for sure, people will actually just follow you and start buying from you. So now I'm gonna accommodate here the sizes here as well. Give me just 1 second, and then we can just do a couple more things here. 64. See the same case. Now this is the margin, and this. Let me see. Let me just make it smaller. Now it looks better.
And John, I give you through Skype some sample text just so we can show the members how to modify the words to give people
Perfect.
a reason to opt in. Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. That was what I was about to tell you. So I'm gonna use what Frank actually kindly sent to me right now. So, uh, okay, give me 1 second. Oh, let me take a look what happened here.
Hopefully
My
it's saved, and if not, well, we'll just redo it,
yeah,
guys. That's the
it
first
is
time
my
I've seen the
internet.
builder crash. It's probably more of a Chrome thing than anything.
No, and as I said, I talked to. You see, it didn't save it, but let me just see something here.
Yeah, no. Well, see, that's a perfect example of every time you make a change, it's one of these things we have auto
And
save.
again,
We have autosave coming for the builder so that when you do something, it's going to work similar to Google Docs. So that as you make a change, it auto saves, and then you always have the option to revert back to each step you did.
and remember, guys, these situations might happen because, as you can see clearly, they just happen to me, and I just make the major mistake of not saving every time I just change, either the text or a button or something of that nature. So always get into the way to save your work every certain time. Just make sure that you actually just save your work. We're
Yeah.
gonna save this.
And while you're here, I want to mention something to you, Groove family. Always make sure I've made this silly mistake. I created a mock-up once, and it was 6,000 pixels wide, and I did not resize it, nor did I crunch it or anything like that. Crunching means I didn't make it smaller, and so my homepage of my store was slower than normal. And one of the adding factors was the fact that I had an image that was huge. So I would say, not make it any bigger. As you can see, this is perfect size, 1920. That's the maximum width you want of. Let me go. Are you still there, John? Yeah, that's the maximum width you want for an image is 1920. Simply because anything bigger, it's just going to make your site load extremely much more slower. And one thing, write this down. One of the keys to conversions with e-commerce is the load time. So anything over, let me state that right. Anything over 3 seconds is going to kill your conversions, and the faster you can get it to load, the better. So if it loads at 2 seconds versus three, you always want it to be faster, and increased load time starts decreasing conversion. So always remember that. Don't upload this huge
Right.
4K image. It's 10,000 pixels wide because it's going to make your store load a lot slower.
And as you saw just now, I just uploaded the picture and it gave me an error, and I noticed that it is my connection, so it's official. I need to contact again the company because I just changed my network from my current company to another local network
Yeah.
that I have with a
How
different
about this?
company.
You want me to start making changes? You make recommendations, and you talk while I do it and share my computer.
Well, yeah. If you don't mind, so let's just do it that way.
Okay,
But I
cool.
I want to also just take advantage of the time because it's almost 4:44 already,
Yeah, no problem.
and we want to make sure that we cover as much as we can here in this page, and we still have to talk about a couple of things. So let me just move this really quickly, guys, since you already seen it. But yeah, I think it's just my computer, Frank. So let me give you the range, so you probably can do that. I'm gonna stop here right now because it is definitely my internet. Can you just check if you don't mind if you can log in that account?
Okay, perfect. Let me refresh and let's double check. And yes, sir, I'm in there.
Perfect. So I'm gonna just stop my screen right here. I'm gonna remove myself here, so you're gonna see us here, and you're gonna see a little delay again. So it tells
All
me that
right.
it's definitely my internet connection. So if you want to share your screen,
Perfect. Okay, great. So let's knock it out. Let's get into it. I'm gonna start sharing and let's go. Window. All right, StreamYard. All right, and then you guys let me know if you can see the builder.
yep,
Should be able to see it. Everything's good.
everything is good.
Okay, perfect. So let's just start working on some of this stuff. So I'm gonna work with what I got here, and we're gonna go from there. How about that, John?
Yeah, can
So
you actually? Yeah, actually, if you refresh the page, it should take the last changes that I just did. So
let's see. I'm gonna go to the admin. Okay, and let's just make sure. Yeah, this is my cat swag. Perfect. And then now let's go to the builder. And okay, what we looking for? Anything specific?
just the actual page being able to change the image on the background,
Yeah,
where
no, yeah, it didn't
apparently,
save it. It didn't save it. So no problem, guys. We're gonna see how much we can get done right now. You cool with that, John?
yeah, that's fine. That's good.
All right, perfect. So I'm gonna select, as you can see now. Keep in mind, I'm a marketer, so you don't have to necessarily be a design professional. So I'm clicking on this whole column, right? And lo and behold, look, there is the background image. So I'm gonna delete that, right? And I'm
Yep,
gonna choose a new one. I'm gonna upload, and we're gonna choose this girl right here, and we're gonna let it load, and it should not give us a problem. There we go. And so now what I can do is we can say, I'm going to edit text first. So I'm just going to say, show off your love for. And then, you guys want to change something like that. We're going to, edit. So I'm going to delete this and I'm just making changes on the fly. And I'm going to make the shop now. I like the yellow. I'm going to make the shop now match the Cat Swag logo in just a second.
that's
Okay, guys?
perfect.
So let's go with yellow buttons. How about that?
Perfect.
So show off your love for your cats. Let's see. Comfy, stylish, aid in USA. Okay, so I'm making stuff up on the fly, guys. So and sometimes that's the best stuff that works for me is on the fly. So I'm going to select this background image, and I am going to add some overlay. Okay, so what does that mean? You're going to see what I mean. I'm going to make it black, right? And then I'm going to add some opacity. So look at that. So I still can see the image, but now it makes what? The text easier to read. Okay. So let's see what
And
50 looks. That's pretty good.
yep, and
So
if you make that text yellow, it will actually pop up because the color of your logo is yellow plus black, so it will definitely
yeah,
just
let's do
start giving
this.
it.
Let's go. I'm gonna go to my cat swag, and then I'm gonna show you something, guys. This Chrome browser extension, sorry, and it is called Colorzilla. Okay, guys, Colorzilla. Can you see? You can see the store, right? Okay.
Yep, yep, yeah. We're looking at that.
So I'm gonna click on Colorzilla, and I'm gonna do the page color pick area, right? And I'm just gonna hover over the yellow, and bam, I just click it, and now I got that color code copied to my clipboard. Okay, and that's called Colorzilla. So now I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna click on this circle, and there is the code area, and I'm gonna paste. Okay, all right, and then we're gonna see what that looks like. Okay, I'm gonna make it 60. I'm gonna save, and we're gonna have autosave coming. So now I'm gonna go here and refresh. And let's refresh. Show off your love for your cats. Comfy, stylish, made in America. So what I'm gonna do is watch this. And guys, I'm not a designer. Okay, comfy, period. Stylish, made in the USA. Okay, nothing crazy, right? And then now I'm gonna make this shop now. You see how it's black, right? Black background image. Let's match that same yellow, right? And now what looks weird? Well, the white looks weird. So up here, I'm gonna choose black. See that? And let's see, John, do you want to go with rounded buttons or square buttons with like clear cut edges. What do you think? Okay, let me just go back. I think John's muted. So I'm just going to go with square, just like it is. Now let me show you something here. If you're looking at where's it at? No, I lost it. Okay, so if I
Yeah,
go
yeah,
here,
Frank. Sorry, it's just as I said. I don't know. We're having a little bit of a storm down here in
oh,
Florida,
okay, no problem.
and the connection again is just acting up. But yeah, what I was saying is like square buttons for the sake of time. I
Okay,
think
perfect.
will be perfect.
So let me show you guys real quick. What would you do if I wanted rounded? So I'm still here, and look, always up here on the top right, just below the save button, you know what element you're working on. You know what section, right? See here, this is H1, this is H4, and over time you're gonna start learning. Oh, okay, H4 is smaller than H1. I didn't know that until like 3 years ago, and I had already made over $1 million in sales with e-commerce more than once. So gross, by the way. Don't let some marketers fool you, right? So this is H1, this is H4, and this is my button, and it's always going to tell you what you're working on. So we're going to keep it clean, square, right? But let me show you. You can go to corners and let's do what extra large. And now I make every corner extra large, and these are just quick tips for you guys. Now look at that. If I go here and I save, now you got the rounded corners. Okay, very simple tip. You can change it up. So in this case, we decided we're going to do no corners other than the 90-degree angle, which is clean like that. Okay, nice and crisp and sharp. So I'm going to go save it again. Okay, and then we're going to change this. We can add text here or remove it. What do you want to do, John? I think I'm going to remove it. I'm going to
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
this simple.
yeah. Remember, you don't want to add any distractions to where you are close to a button.
Yeah,
Always
and
try to
then
keep your buttons free of any distraction, any other links, any other commentary, any other text. Because remember, you want them to go inside of your store and start shopping. So that's what is
yeah.
the primary mission for you right now, just to make sure that people go to your store and start buying your products.
Perfect. So right here, guys, I want to point out something. I added this background image, right? We changed the opacity, and here's some settings. And we're not going to go into this. Is containing. This is containing the image and the height and the spacing down here, which John covered earlier. Or you can do cover, or you can do auto. So I'm going to do cover like this, and then I'm going to let's see what happens if I change this padding a little bit. This makes it a little bit tighter. Okay.
Yes.
So let's make it 30. And again, guys, I'm just seeing what my thing when I do things, let's say you're an influencer. You want to launch quickly with your brand, your quotes, your sayings, whatever your followers love. And if you got influence, if you have influence, if you have a following, if you're some sort of podcaster or YouTuber or you're a TikToker and you want to launch your brand, this is highly good for you advice. Launch quick because guess what? They already love you. They like you. They follow you. They're subscribed to you. They're going to pretty much buy whatever you put in front of them. They love you so much. If they're subscribed to you, they're gonna love what you have. Okay. So this, I don't like this, but we're gonna come back to that, right? I want more of that image to show. Okay.
Right. So,
So
and the best way to do it, Frank, is if you
let's.
actually grab the image. If you grab, just click on the image,
Mm-hmm.
and then just go to the settings, and then you go to the actual size.
Where is it? Where is it at?
So it should be there. It's actually because you're in
I
the
know what you're
column.
talking
So,
about.
oh,
Yeah.
because you're in the column. That's
Oh, hang on.
actually the
There we go.
background. Yeah, there you go. Now, so now I believe you have an option there to do the width
I'm
and the
thinking.
height.
Yeah, I don't see it here. Auto? No. We'll do auto, and then in a second, I'm thinking what you're thinking, but I'm used to doing that in the product section. So
In the
right,
product. Okay, no problem. Yeah,
I'm
I'll
drawing a
let
blank
you.
right now. So let's come back to that. And when I find it, I get the aha moment and I get reminded, then I'll come back to this. But for right
Perfect.
now, we're just going, and this is what I do. I go back. I know I'm in the builder, but something about me as the marketer that wants to see it to believe it. I go and just refresh the other tab. Okay, that's just me. Most people are going to stay in the building. So here, what am I going to do? Watch this, guys. I'm going to show you real quick. Actually, I'm going to go down. No, let's just do this. I'm going to go here and I'm going to say, uh, let's see, made, and we can change these around. Okay, and then in a second, I'm going to show you some other things, and we're going to say secure. I'm going to show you where to go get icons. Very simple. Very simply. So it's made in the USA. Secure shopping. What else do we got? High quality. Satisfaction. Okay. Now, how about this? I don't like the way it dropped down, and the designer in me that is lacking wants it to be easy. Wants it to be easy. So guess what I did? I just changed it to the words 100%
Percent
satisfaction.
satisfaction. That's
Okay.
perfect.
So why am I thinking that? Because not everyone's a designer. We're not Damien. We're not Lucius. Those are team members that are freaking phenoms. They're geniuses.
Yes.
I'm trying to make this and think of, you're not a designer, but you are an entrepreneur and you want to get up and running fast. That's how I'm looking at it. So let me show you. I'm going to DuckDuckGo, which that's just me, right? And I'm going to say free icons. Okay. And I'm just showing you. You can see my browser, right? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So I like going here, flat icon, and then I go to do this. What do I do? Made in the USA. Okay. I type in USA. Okay.
Nice.
And I'm looking, I'm probably going to keep these black because we have the white, black, and yellow theme going, right, John?
Yep. And that's
Okay.
what we have.
Perfect.
So that'll be a perfect addition to.
So we're going to download it and we're going to do, this is must attribute. I highly recommend you upgrade, but for the sake of this training, I'm not even gonna log in. I'm just downloading it, right? And then we're going here, and you click on the icon, guys. Go to settings. You see that? It's always telling you where you're at.
Uh huh.
Delete, upload, and then now image size. So that's the original size. So we're gonna do ratio, and we're gonna go with 80 by 80. Which guess what? I saw that because I clicked on it and I saw it said 80 by 80. I mean, again, I'm keeping this simple.
Right.
So,
And
you
and
know,
and Frank, there's no shame in shortcuts, and that's what we want you guys to take advantage of with these sessions. That every single
okay.
shortcut that you see us doing, it's not that we're cheating the process. It's actually we're shortening the actual time that you're gonna be using those little cheat codes. It's just think of a video game. If you're a video gamer, the manufacturers always have certain codes and certain things that they put around and they hide them somewhere. It could be in the internet, it could be in a board, many places, and those little codes help you to use certain things. So don't feel bad, but just embrace them, embrace the change, embrace the situation that okay, if I type this or if I need this, I can get this icon. So don't forget to use what you have in front of you to make sure that you can deliver more impact. So
As you can see, while Mr. Garcia was talking, I went and got one secure shopping to let people know visually they see that. Now, high quality. I wonder if we have anything for high quality. We'll see. So let's just type in the word quality.
maybe probably a little hand with the thumbs up,
Yeah, something like that. Or,
maybe
the ribbon or
a
something like
ribbon.
that.
Yes, I mean the ribbon will be also very
So since
nice.
these are thick, kind of like the other two, they're kind of thick. They're not light. I'm just gonna go with this one, and I'm gonna download that. Like I just won the blue ribbon. Okay,
Exactly.
and I actually did win a blue ribbon for third grade art at the Houston Livestock Show. in Rodeo.
Wow, and the funny thing is that you still remember. Well, you were in fifth grade 3 years ago, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, no.
You're that young.
Yeah, I was so proud of myself because my art was at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Let's see. And I was a country boy from Alvin, Texas. All right, let's see.
Nice.
100% satisfaction. So now let's put in satisfaction. I can guarantee you we're going to have something. Oh, look at that. Well, look at this one. You got that
That, that
thumbs up.
the 3 star, that one, the 3 stars with the thumbs up. I think it
I
rounded
mean
off
that
perfectly.
conveys perfect image, right? I mean, it's think about this, guys. What's grabbing the customer's subconscious is seeing your store faster than their eyes can register. You know what I mean? So you want to think about that, and so this gives off the message, oh, made in the USA, secure. They see the other thing. This is subliminally um, influencing the visitors to your store. That they can trust it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And of course, live up to what you're selling, right? You're selling an experience. You're selling the satisfaction. You're selling the quality. You're selling the fact that they are secure when they buy because they're buying off of GroovePay or Stripe or something like that, and all of that is PCI compliant. You know what I mean? So you're doing that for your customer. And then mental note for everyone watching Groove Family: remind us to redo the cat swag. We'll upgrade or we'll buy it on our Groove
Yes, the
Canva
logo.
account, and we'll take off the before we go live. We'll take out those little lines, right? So look at that so far. Show off your love. I think I'm going to make this background a little bit darker to give it that matching black, white, and yellow. Let's see.
Yep,
A
I think
little bit
75%.
there.
Perfect.
And guys, let me tell you something. I have a student right now. He's been with me. He's not watching this. I can guarantee you. He's a businessman, Canadian. Um, millionaire guy, and he just wanted to learn how to do e-commerce, right? So we work together twice a month, and I've looked at his analytics. 68% of his traffic is mobile, guys. 68%. So guess what we have here, guys? Boom. Look at that. Look what I see wrong automatically. This text is too big. What do you think, John? You know what I mean? So we can, when you select the mobile section, you can tweak it.
Adjusted. Mm-hmm.
And guess what? It's going to adjust just for mobile with GrooveKart. It's built in, ready. I love the builder because of this. It makes it. I don't get me wrong. Groove pages, Groove. I love that, but I love the fact. For many of you watching, Groove started with GrooveKart. Okay, so some of the features built into the builder, I just happen to just really get excited about when I talk about it. And I love the fact, boom, boom, boom. I don't even have to think about it. I can just preview and change it, and I can say, you know what, for mobile, I want it to be centered, right? Or maybe I want it left justified. No, you know what? Let's do it that way. And then this to not take away from the first headline, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, right? And then let's do center. And now that kind of lines up. And let's do it a little bit smaller. Let's go with 24. And you know what? Let's see what that looks like. No, I don't like that. 26. And then centered. Okay. So now that is what it's going to look like on mobile. Now, this button to me on mobile it might be too big. So, and then the margins on mobile, you know what? Let's go with this and this. The padding, I should say. I don't want it 64. Okay, now I'm keeping it nice and tight. Let's go with
Exactly.
36. Let's see what 36 looks like. And then let's see what 15. Let's make this 10. You still there, Mr. Garcia?
Yeah, I'm actually here. I had to just jump out because, as I said, my connection is not really helping me for the past couple of weeks,
Oh,
and
okay, no problem.
I'm gonna have another technician to come in and either probably change. I believe now is my router or
Okay,
my modem because it just kicks me out for some reason. It just stops every single service, so I have to log back in everywhere.
no
My
problem.
apologies, guys, for that.
So on mobile, like I was stating earlier with the Groove family, so on mobile, look, it didn't mess up anything. You see that? And then look at that. Okay. And so look at this, guys. And again, I'm thinking simple. Here, block alignment. I like left. I like right. I like in the middle. Now, if I made the button smaller and I can control that with the text very simply, you see that? I want mobile. I want it to be nice and wide, right? Nice and wide, ready for them to take action. And then I could, if I wanted to, do center and right. But I'm keeping it like this. And then you can go like so and scroll down. You see these are going to show up like that. And then I can do each section and say, you know what, on mobile, made in the USA is too close to that other one. Let's add some
Padding
margin.
could be exactly. It could be padding. It could be margins. But again, it shows the flexibility of the editor, guys. So, and as Frank said, and now more than ever, mobile is taking over. So anything that you can do on a cell phone, you're gonna get it done because simply it is what it is. Technology every time is moving towards smaller devices and smarter devices. So, in order for us as a company to make sure that everything was done properly, at least in GrooveKart, we had to make sure there was a way that people can actually just edit the pages independently from the PC version or the desktop version versus the iPads and other mobile devices. So, what Frank is
Uh
covering
oh.
is definitely amazing. So,
There we go. Hopefully it did not
yep,
undo it.
no,
Okay.
it actually saved it. So,
Look at that.
yep.
Okay, look at that. Okay, guys. So this is just real quick preliminary, and then here we're gonna think of some stuff to say in a second. But I just want to show you what I'm gonna do. We're gonna keep the products here, and then I'm gonna say something like, "Let's change this to. Let's see what it looks like with that yellow." I don't know if it
Yeah,
looks good.
I think defining your color scheme from the homepage will do two things. Actually help you decide what will be the best colors, obviously, but also how everything will flow within the page. So if you're working along with us, you'll see that yellow, black, um, and
And
white
white, yeah.
are the prominent colors. So you can select your own and make sure certain areas have those prominent colors, so it will create that visual impact. Now, titles and stuff like that and different pros will definitely have to be covered in future episodes. Which, by the way, Frank, right now I cannot believe this is 5:06 already. So we're gonna just continue here for another maybe 20 minutes. But now let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's just do probably. I see a couple of questions here for from the
Sure.
audience.
We'll
So let's
stop
just go.
sharing. Yeah.
No, 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 not really stop
Oh,
sharing
okay.
because it will be cool to have people, focus on the actual page. But let me just
Sure.
highlight the questions and we can actually answer them. Give me just 1 second. Question right here. Terry Young asks, "What's the optimal upsell during checkout?" Terry, that in my opinion, and I know Frank will have kind of a different point of view on this one. The upsells are depending on what your main products are. So let's say if you're selling a book, an ebook, you want to have an upsell that is either an ebook that touches the same subject or maybe a little bit different, but not too much. You don't want to sell an ebook that sells cars or how to maintain your car, and then an upsell that an ebook that actually shows you how to play the drums. It has to make sense for people to expand the knowledge in a very single area. Or in the case of a product, if let's say you sell teacups, the most appropriate upsell for that is maybe a set of plates or maybe a set of silverware. They all have to make sense, they all have to correlate each other, but the upsell is a great opportunity during the checkout to make sure that you can actually increase your revenues and increase your conversion. Because then on the checkout, if you see somebody interested on your teacups and they see that nice silverware, that nice small silverware for the tea, then that will definitely be a winner for you. But that it all depends. Frank, what do you think on that question?
Yeah. Like you were saying, it depends on you, and I'm going to share with you what I do with my stuff. It's usually you're talking about upsells, right?
Yep, the upsells
Okay.
in the checkout. Yes.
Okay. So let's say they bought the cat T-shirt. The what does the one say right now? It said what did it say? Let's see. Cat Mama. She bought the Cat Mama shirt. You're gonna upsell her. Let's say she bought the shirt first. I would upsell her the matching hoodie and maybe that same design on a cap, right? Like a trucker hat or a dad hat. The hats are they still sell. The hats will always sell,
Yes.
right? So I would say 2 to 3, because I could say I'm going to upsell her the hoodie, then the hat, and then how about a sticker? You can do all that with Printful, and
Exactly.
it could be the same design. And so 2 to 3 would be my max, and definitely something, not nothing. That's for sure.
Right. You'd rather give something than nothing.
Yeah.
All right, now we have a question from a Facebook user. And guys, remember, if you want to be identified whenever you join us in our StreamYards, you have to go to facebook.com/StreamYard so we will know who you are. But in this case, Facebook user asked, will there be any future integrations with other POD companies like Chinon, T-Launch, Curvable, etc.? There
Yes.
are in the way. So Frank
Yeah.
will tell you more about it.
Shine On. I have my first preliminary talk with Eric from Shine On in January. We haven't put it on the calendar, but we've already spoke twice that he said in January after the holiday season is over, because right now it's the busiest time of the year for every supplier out there that makes anything for people in e-commerce. Well, for anything, you know as well as I do, all of y'all, including me, have been at the store more than once or twice, maybe 3 or 4 times, shopping for Christmas for our family, stuff like that. So after the Christmas holidays, he agreed and promised in January we're starting the discussions of how we're going to get integration with Shine On. Who else did you mention?
Gear Bubble.
Gear Bubble? No, we are going to be integrating with, um, working with Icon Ecom, because they do a lot of the similar products that Gear Bubble does. And also, we are starting the API, looking into the API for T Launch. T Launch makes a lot of the same. So between the overlap of Icon, Ecom, and T Launch, that will cover pretty much anything that Gear Bubble does.
Perfect.
And then we have some other ones coming down the pipeline as well, and we're excited to get that going, because let's be honest, Printful is great, good quality. I have a Printful shirt on, right? So, but um, let's just speak the truth. We're not Shopify, so they only give us very limited resources on improving our integration. Basically, they said, "Here's our API documentation. Have fun," but they're not willing to help us make it easier for our users to make it as easy as if you're on a Shopify store. So this is one of the reasons why the GrooveKart growth initiative is in place, so that
Right.
I, along with John Garcia and the whole Groove team, can make GrooveKart easier, faster, quicker to use, simpler to use, with more options for you, whether you're doing drop shipping or print on demand, or your own products.
Correct. And also don't forget that along maybe the integrations that you want to know about might not be here for the moment. And I'm gonna just put it back here. Like Shine on T Launch Care Bubble. But we're gonna have more like like Icon Ecom. And I know we're talking about a couple of other things with even Chinon, and also another product that is a supplement product line that hopefully we're gonna just onboard at some point next year. Because again, we have exactly 10 days out of the year now, and so it's going to be quite hard for us to like try to push everything, but I know the first quarter of 2022 is going to be very exciting. Let me just go with one last question, Frank, in the meantime, and then we continue. Facebook user asked, I have sent a request to support team last week regarding an issue with removing shipping method. I am yet to get some updates since then. Please consider it. Thank you. Well, you just put the request in the right place. Do me a favor. If you can send us a message, or you can send me directly an email to support@groovedigital.com, and just make it attention John Garcia, and just make sure that you mention that, hey, I was the person that asked about my ticket that hasn't been answered. So we will definitely just take a look at it. Again, guys, remember, it's the holidays, and a lot of people forget that is the holidays, and we are working at full speed with the support team. So I'm going to take the this opportunity to let you guys know that we try to make sure that everybody gets answered between the first 72 hours, but we're getting a lot of requests with different questions, so our team is working really hard to get those. If you have any problems, you can just write us again, and we will make sure that your questions is addressed. Okay, so appreciate that, guys. And yeah, we do have one last question here, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Hi guys, I see some blog sections in the templates are showing as invisible. What is that? You want to answer that, or do you want me to answer that?
Well, for me, again, I'm a simple guy. To me, it's taking up space so that you can showcase more of the background image. It could be something different. Go ahead, John Garcia.
Yeah, actually, this the space, the invisible spaces allow you to do two things: played with the spacing. So once you have an invisible block either on top or the bottom, that gives you that extra space for add an image as a background. or to actually get some padding that has a visual appeal to it. Like
Yeah,
in
you
the
can see
event.
I just doubled. I copied, I cloned what we had right now while John was talking, and let's see what it does. Hey, I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm just a marketer, right? I'm just trying to get up and running quick so I can make some money. That's
there
what
you
I'm
go.
doing. So
And I love the observation here, but these white spaces is just to make sure that you have that ample space so you can showcase the picture in the background. So you can actually just do that. And as
well,
you can see right there, you see the space. Now this photo is actually showcased bigger because you have that invisible space. But that's what we use it for.
yeah,
In
and
my
then
case, and I
I mean, it looks good. I mean, it might. I mean, we might tweak it later, just to make it a little bit. We might bring in the big guns and maybe bring Damien on here to show us some design ninja skills with the
oh
builder.
definitely. It
But
would be
this
great
is
to actually have Damien here, by the way.
yeah, I think I'm going to see if he can maybe join us on the next one, and maybe we'll do that. Bring him on and how to tidy up the mess that John and Frank made here. So so anyway, so what do you want me to work on first? Because I was going to think of ad copy to put here, but maybe I'll add the ad copy after. So in other words, here I might be thinking cute and fun because this is a fun store, right? This is
Right.
this is cat stuff. So you can see here, I said, show off your love for your cats, comfy, stylish, made in the USA. And we got this. So I'm thinking here, I put cat, it should be cats. So, I just thought of that right now earlier when John was talking. Cats, fashion, comfort, fast. So it's just kind of like boom, 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 right? So the one in the yellow section, that section down there, I'm thinking maybe our products do not contain. I maybe reword that to say something like something fun and light. Maybe you guys have some ideas. You can put them in the chat, and then maybe we'll use it, right? Because I was thinking something along the lines of our products are made by cat owners themselves, or something like that, or our products do not contain images of cute puppies or dogs. It's
Right.
pure cats here, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Make it original. Make it unique. Make it original. So
Let's see. Let's just do it. I do not contain images, and we'll make this bigger and say of dogs, puppies, or anything that might offend your feline friend.
and
You
that's
will
perfect because
love. Go ahead.
not only Frankie is actually interacting with the editor, but also he's right away kind of just killing two birds with one stone. Why? Because he is putting the text that is going to help him identify the store as unique. And number two, then you can also use those as keywords because remember, everything that is in the first page of your store will be predominantly the area where Google and Yahoo and Bing are going to go there and take a look at all those keywords and just pretty much use them for your search engine optimization and search engine indexing. So, and Frank, let me just run with one. I believe we have a bunch of other questions. So, and
Mm-hmm.
we kind of just passed already the time, but let me just take a look at this. I'm gonna answer really quickly. Omar Martinez asked, "Do you have a time frame for the subscribe and save option to be released?" That for GrooveKart, I believe, is going to happen in the first quarter of 2022, but I will be lying if I tell you on a specific date. We do have we're working really tirelessly with a couple of things that are really needed, like the recurring charge. I believe is coming really soon
Yeah,
now to
recurring
GrooveKart,
is coming very soon. Yes.
and other things. But that is coming. But we gotta be really cautious when we kind of just talk dates. But it's gonna be definitely in the first quarter of 2022. And let me see. Let's see another question. I just see one.
So this is something I just came up with real quick while you're looking at the questions, guys. It just says our products do not contain images of dogs, puppies, or anything that might offend your feline friend. That's just kind of it's keeping it light, keeping it fun. And then we're going to say something like this. Instead of you will, we're keeping it short and sweet. You'll love the soft and comfy shirts, hoodies, and other apparel we offer that will showcase your love for
Cats.
for cats. There we go.
Yeah, just keep it simple.
Secure shopping, guaranteed tracking. Oh wait, so we're gonna do this. Fun designs, secure shopping, guaranteed shipping instead, and 100% satisfaction is our goal. So
Perfect.
it's just look. How long did it take me to think of that? I mean, it didn't take long, right? And guys, I'm a simple dude. I'm not high tech, PhD, nothing like that. I'm a college dropout. And listen, but here's one thing I'd like to state. With that being said, I don't stop improving. I don't stop, and I don't get complacent with marketing, with e-commerce. I'm still learning, and now more than ever, my goal is to improve in the e-commerce space with my knowledge, so I can bring that knowledge to you as part of the Groove family, so that you can grow your business. And next thing you know, we might have you on here live, in the next few months.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so Frank, here's the last question for tonight. Any plans to speed up GrooveKart and to use the Groove Pages Builder to GrooveKart? That, my friend, also, as I mentioned, it is part of our roadmap, but it's still, remember, there's a lot of moving parts that we have to complete to fulfill our
Yeah,
commitment with
the
our customers.
speed.
So
I'd like to
it's
mention the speed is in our Trello, and it's actually an ongoing thing. Like every week, Max is probably our lead developer. I'm like, okay, where are we at with the speed? So we're making little updates, and we're not gonna make announcements to every little thing that the developers do on the back end. But the goal is to guess what? I'm asking them every week, where are we at with making it faster? Because I'm thinking of you in mind, because I know I've seen a page of mine that loaded slow versus one that was lightning fast. And guess what? The one that loads faster is typically always going to outperform when it comes to conversions. And I know that. So I understand that, and I know it. But your store should not be loading taking longer than 3 seconds, because that's the one of the standards. Is I've seen the developers, they don't, if it's taking longer than that, there's something you have going on your homepage that is killing the load time. Because I was with our lead developer the other day testing some other stores, and some of them were fast and some were slow, and mostly it had to do with the images on the homepage. So that's
yep,
why I brought it up, because I did the same mistake. I uploaded something with one of my first GrooveKart stores, and this was back when it was like nobody knew about us like we do now. And like I said, it was 6,000 pixels wide, and it was freaking high definition, and it was like humongous. And I could have just taken that. Oh, one more thing, real quick. I'm going to show you before we do something. If you go into the GrooveKart admin panel, here's the feature that we have, just so I can remind this to you. Where is it at? Where is? Don't we
which
have
feature are you looking for,
the
Frank?
image? Oh, here it is. Here it is. So regenerate images will crunch the product images. But one of the things slated for development, implementation, I should say, for GrooveKart is auto optimizing for everywhere you upload an image. That's slated for this 2022. Anything you upload, it's going to auto crunch and make sure it still looks good, and crunch it down and optimize it, I should say, so that it looks big, it looks nice, easy to see, easy to read, it's clear and crisp. But instead of being, I don't know, let's just say 150 megs, it's now 7 megs.
Right. All right,
So
Frank. Got a question for you. Right now it's 5:24.
yeah, we
Let's
can.
just cover another 6 other minutes, and what we can do, guys, and let's just jump a little bit here to the actual calendar, because the last transmission for the Groove Core session will be on December the 28th, which
Mhm.
is next Tuesday. So maybe then we can actually give you a couple of surprises for Christmas and all that stuff, or for New Year's. So we can prepare something nice. And also, guys, remember, we will not have one until the second week of January. So I believe the second week of January will be January 10th, 11th. So The very next one, right after the 28th, so you guys can accommodate your schedules, just announcing it. It will be on January the 11th. So that will be the very first one for the new year. We're going to just announce it on the 28th as well, but just have that in mind so we can accommodate certain things and make sure that you do that. And if that is okay with you, Frank, right?
That's perfect with me. And guess what? Go back, watch these trainings, and here's one thing I encourage you to do. Go just there's tons of training already on the YouTube channel. Go and watch some of the trainings that John Garcia did with David Lemon. Watch what you need to learn about. When you go to our YouTube channel, all of our stuff is broken down in timestamps, so you can go to the description and see. I just need to know about, let's just say, I don't know, product page, the product section, right? You can go to the series that John Garcia and David Lemon did,
The
and click on
challenge.
the go to the challenge and click on the description, and you'll see the timestamps. And maybe you just need to know about a certain thing, or maybe you just need to know about checkout. On the timestamp, you'll see where they start talking about the checkout. You click
Yes.
on that. Next thing you know, you get what you need to know, and you go do it. You don't have to sit there and watch through the whole thing. It's almost like within a few days, all of our videos will have timestamps if it's actually training. So
Yes.
you can go to the YouTube channel, and if you're not subscribed, go to YouTube and type in Groove CM, and you'll find our channel. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, so that when we go live with anything, you know, or if we put up a video, you'll know. And I encourage you to type in on the Groove channel, type in GrooveKart, and start looking at anything. I would say in the last year or less, look at those, especially anything recent, and look at the timestamps so that you can find what you need to know to save time, right? Because your time is valuable. Everyone's time is valuable, and that's one thing we don't get back is time. So you can go in
Yes.
there, find what you need, turn around, do it, and then you're that much closer to getting done.
Right.
And
And go, Frank. Sorry.
one of the other things, sorry, just so you know, is we're going to have it. I'm working on this timeline that I'm giving to the founders and Donna and everybody else, and my goal is to have it by New Year's. And it's the road, the vision, right? It's going to be internal. It's nothing we can share with everybody. However, one of the things I have on there is we're going to implement a documentation squad, a documentation force, whatever you want to call it, so that everything's being documented, so that eventually everything will be there, so you can read, you can go look at screenshots, and then it'll have a supplemental video that's coming as well. So just know we're here in your corner. We're rooting for you. We want to see you win. And my dedication to you is to do my very best to keep on pushing, to keep increasing speeds, keep on innovating, keep on improving, keep on bringing on things that can make you more money. Because in the long run, it's all about you, our customers, the Groove family. And did you have one more question from the audience, Brian?
Yeah, there's just a couple. Probably I'll address them really quickly. Somebody said, "Hey, could you please also the mobile responsiveness? I am having trouble converting the desktop view to show properly on the mobile view."
Yeah.
So if you want to just do that really quickly, but before we jump into that, Bill Wood also asked, "Is there a way to bulk upload products?"
See.
Right now in the import there is a way we can probably just, I believe there's a video made in YouTube. But Bill, if you cannot find it, if you have any trouble, just send us an email to support@groovedigital.com. We can probably send you that video.
Yeah, because we have ability to, bring your Shopify store over to GrooveKart, and I'm not gonna lie, I've never used it because I on my new stores with the GrooveKart were been built from scratch and created new designs, new products, and everything. But we do have that feature.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I have used it with customer side, and it's important to realize one thing, guys. When you're moving a store from Shopify that has products connected that are drop shipping, that might generate a problem
Yeah,
because you have to create the products again and all that stuff. But when they are your own products, it's easier because then you have the control of the inventory, the product description, and things of that nature.
yeah,
However, it
and that
is
works.
doable.
And that works also if you're going from a shop. I've seen this before too with Shopify. I've seen where, let's say we have a winning store, and I don't know, for whatever reason you're giving somebody your products. If they're connected through one of these print on demand apps, it's not going to carry over properly. You have to reset up everything. So if I'm setting up shirts on T Launch, or let's say Pillow Profits, or any other, or what is the other ones, or Printful on
Right.
Shopify, you can't necessarily export. It'll show up, it'll look there, it'll look great, but the connection on the back end for
It will
actual
not work.
API and fulfillment ain't gonna work. So
Exactly.
but if you have your unique products that you have, then by all means, yes. I mean,
It
that,
will work.
yeah,
And just to answer, of course, the questions, yes, you can actually upload product in bulk, so he will be there. Now, uh, Abdul, how about if we do something? You send us an email to support so I can do a personalized video for you. Right now it's past 5:30, and we definitely want to help you out, but we're going to be respectful of everybody's time. So let's see. There's a couple of questions. Actually, Terry Young says Merry Christmas, and yes, guys. Well, I forgot that this Thursday, actually this Friday, is Christmas Eve right
yeah,
now, so it's going to be crazy how fast this year has passed with everything with the pandemic and all this stuff. But thank you, Terry, for the good wishes. Same here for everybody. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy holidays. We will definitely connect with you guys next Tuesday, will be which officially will be the last one of the year. But with more to come, we're gonna have way more surprises. We're gonna have more things to actually add to this, so we can actually deliver the value. But more importantly, guys, and one thing, this is the one that I'm gonna say bye with, is do not get discouraged if you were not able to launch your store for this year. Remember, if you're a customer, no matter if you're free or a lifetime customer, you have access to that at any time.
hmm,
So don't forget, and if you're a free customer that want to have a more solid portfolio of stores in the next year, don't hesitate to upgrade.
yes,
Try it. You all this is created just for you guys, so you can actually utilize the software. And if you have Groove pages, or if you try Groove funnels, just give a try to GrooveKart, and you will not be disappointed. So,
yeah.
Frank,
I'd like to add. I just saw someone's question. I don't know if you answered it earlier. Back to Abdul, real quick. Once this replay is done, it's not going to be timestamped right away, but you can go to YouTube or on Facebook and go to the section towards the end of this replay and look where I covered, just going over real quick how to do mobile. It's super simple. All you do is select the mobile, make it look how you like, and then it's pretty
it
much it.
will exactly.
So and then link for designs, that's in the group. Matthew, just go into the Groove Facebook group and look for, maybe search my name and you'll see where I posted it. And then yeah, you got to go into the Facebook group for that, to get the designs.
Yeah, and I think in the future, what we're gonna do is try to keep. We're gonna keep one big space for you guys in our corporate G drive, so we can probably do that, Frank. Keep all those files in the same place, and we can probably just create
Yeah,
folders of what event was done in which day, so we can actually just do that. And remember, guys, this is actually out of the blue something that Frank said, "Hey, let's do this," and this is just more of a, kind of a very easygoing process. But for next year, we're going to have a more structure steps by step, and you're going to see it in video. We're going to update or support area as well for GrooveKart, so you'll see that happening, guys. So Frank,
yeah.
I think that's it for us, my friend. So Merry Christmas to you, Merry Christmas for
Merry
everybody
Christmas.
else, and we will see you next Tuesday, December the 28th. All right.
All right, thank you guys, we appreciate y'all for being here. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Bye, Frank. Have a great one.
All
And
right.
bye bye, everybody.